heard you wanted to become a Call of Duty professional player. Well, you are in the right place. Alright, as you guys can see just from my hat and the title of the video, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to become an MLG Call of Duty Pro. I'm not doing any funny video, not doing anything playing around with it. I'm actually going to show you guys, stuff basically I use and stuff you usually do to go along that road and become a Call of Duty professional if you want to go in that career or that place. So let's get down to business. So if you're just a noob, if you're just starting, you want to kind of get into competitive side, you have no idea what you're doing, you have no really experience in the competitive side, what you can do is basic stuff like grind pubs to 10 prestige or everything to get your gun skill up, to get the basic of the game. But obviously you want to do it at the same game you're trying to become professional player in. What you could do is ranked playlists. That's probably the best way. The rules are pretty much the same, the maps are almost the same. It's a little different, but for the most part it's all the same, and I would recommend you doing that maybe for a couple days till you get the hang of the maps, the sides, just for a couple days, just a little bit to get a little bit of experience in the competitive scene and what are the maps, what guns people use, why are you dying by a bow, 14 bow, and you're like, oh, well, I guess everyone's using the bow, so I use the bow. So stuff like that, you get the hang of it. Now, as you guys can see, the second tip is basically play GBs or UMG. And the reason is because you play players who are competitive, players who actually want to go to the top, who want to be on the top, who are playing for something. Now, when I started, I played game battles, and game battles basically that was my road to success, road to being a professional player. I started on pubs, then I went to game battles, and so on, so on. So you could play game battles, you could form a team, a random team, or with your friends, if your friends are really good. If not, try to get a team, go on the forums or make a Twitter, try to get your name out there a little bit, get some people to play with. You could play some game battles. There's always people to play with. There's like 1,000 teams in these ladders, maybe more than 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 teams. I don't even know. But you start there, you play, it's like basically competitive. You can play MLG variant, all that stuff, and you learn how to play the game. You can also play UMG, which is the same thing as game battles. It's a different site, but same thing. I'll leave the links below so you guys can know what the links are, and I'll probably even, but you just play those two. You could also play wagers, and wagers in umggaming.com. Wagers are pretty good to play with. You're playing for money, therefore players you're playing against are usually good. If they're not, they might not be amazing if they're betting for $1, but if they're playing for $1, they're still good. They know what they're doing, and the fact that money's on the line, the people play hard out, and you learn. If you lose, you learn. You're like, okay, I don't want to lose $1 against. It really hits you in the head. All right, next time I'll do this, and I should win. So it's really good practice, really good experience, which you can also do on game battles or UMG gaming. And what I do and my team does, and pretty much almost any pro player does, is attend all the sign up to all these online tournaments. Now, if you aren't that good yet and you feel like you can't compete with like at least a decent level, I wouldn't recommend it because then you'd probably be wasting your money. I really recommend you first do just GBs, normal competitive GBs, UMG ladder, just so you get the hang of it. I wouldn't really recommend you wasting your money on online tournaments unless even if it's like a small chance, but you have a chance of at least winning a couple rounds. So yeah, you could do that. Definitely good experience, definitely good practice, especially once you get a team, but we'll talk about that later. But as soon as that's the best way to practice online, all these online tourneys, because the online tourneys are the best way. I mean, you're playing for money, you're playing how to win, you're playing to win, and if you lose, it really hits you in the head. You don't want to lose money again, so it really hits you in your head. You're like, damn, okay, I did this wrong, next time we got to do this, and it makes you want to practice more, it makes you want to play more, it makes you want to win. So that's pretty much it, guys. The next tip I could give you guys is get on a team or form a team. When I first started playing, I started game battles. I kind of like tried out for this team, back, I don't know how they do it now for like low tier amateurs, I would say, but you kind of try out for a team, and they chose me. I played game battles with them, and we had like a 5-man roster or something. It wasn't really a set team. Later on I made more of a set team, but we had a team, and I played with them game battles. I played with them, I learned how to play better. When you play with a team, it's like the reason you learn more is the fact that you see what your teammates are doing and you see what they're doing right or what they're doing wrong, and it kind of helps you progress and become better. And on top of that, if your teammates sees you doing something wrong, I mean, I think a lot of players are like this pretty much now on, and they'll just tell you what you do, what you did wrong. They might yell at you, might bitch at you, might scream at you. But the way I like to do it, unless it's stupid like center and he like fights over nothing, like unless it's nonsense, then you really take in consideration. You'd be like, all right, you try to take positive criticism. This is what a lot of you amateurs gotta understand. You need to take criticism in the right way. You gotta understand that you know they might be roasting you, might be talking shit to you, but this criticism can help you improve and become a better player. And you could you could even so move on without them. They're talking that shit. You become a better player. Like, all right, you know what? I'm joining a better team, man. I'm out. So like, I wouldn't say that's basically what I'm saying. Take criticism, try to take it in the right way. But what you really want to do is you want to move on after playing game battles and wagers. I'm doing step by step, pretty much till the end. But if you want to, move on from there, from that like area to become like an amateur, top amateur, that's when you get a team, you form a team, you start playing other teams, you scrim, you practice, you get it, it's you can't go to the top or almost to the top by yourself. You need a team. Like that's the only way. You need to play other teams so you get recognition. So yeah, you form a team, you get a team, start practicing with them, start getting better, scrim with them. And if, let's say, I don't like saying this, but let's say, you've been playing amazing, your team has been, like, you've been playing amazing, you've been dropping 40 kills every map, 50 kills, you're seeing your teammates all, like, doing bad, going negative 10, 15 every map, to a certain extent. I don't want you guys to do this, but and you're like some top amateur team offers you, and this is your chance. You're like, oh man, like this is my opening right here. This could be like good for my career. Let me. That's that's when you take the decision to either move on or stay. Now, like I said, if your teammates are doing completely bad, they have no intentions, they're getting on late, they have no motivation to win. You're like the only one trying your heart out. Sometimes you're the only one doing good. Then I would recommend you to move on to a better team, and then that's how kind of you progress to becoming a pro. You pretty much move up into the rankings until you're in a top amateur. It's basically you're random, like a low tier amateur, then you're a top amateur, then you're like a low tier pro, and then a top pro. Like that's kind of like I would recommend, like kind of rank the system in becoming a pro. And yeah, so you got to kind of work yourself up there, or like work yourself up. You can't just assume that, hey, I'm on this team, I'm always gonna be on this team. I mean, I understand completely. You want to be committed to your team, you don't want to sketch all these things, but there's certain times, and like I said, only certain circumstances. Don't leave just because of you think a better team offer you. You got to really look at both sides and see what's the best option for you, because if you really want it as bad as if you really want it really bad and they don't even want it, they don't even want to win, they don't even want to practice, like then that's when it's your time to move on. So the next thing is attend local lands and make sure to try to go to events. Now, this is the part where you're pretty good, and I would say attend local lands. If there's local lands around you, I mean, you try to make time for them. I know some pros, like you guys live in an area where there's pros, and these pros attend these lands. That's how some actually amateurs got noticed. I'm pretty sure. They went to these lands with these pros, or they played against them or with them, and these pros like NJ Halo or whatever, and they're like, damn, these kids are pretty good, and it gives you exposure, and on top of that, you win some money. It kind of helps you just get into the career, get into like the positive side, be like, damn, I'm pretty good, gives you this, I want to say, gives you this confidence, that you can do this and you will do this. So like, I would really recommend to attend local lands. If you could find a team, try to get on the best team going to this land, or try and get one of the best teams. If this is a local land that you can win, definitely go. Just go to play. It's good land practice, especially if you guys are really experienced and having attended a land event. It's good practice, and it's good experience for you and your team or whoever you went with. So I'll definitely recommend that. And then the next step will be actually attending events. There's a lot of events. For example, MLG Columbus is coming up in a week, and that's a open event. So even any team can attend. And I would recommend you guys going. Now, it's a lot of money, between flights, hotel, team pass, food, all that stuff. It could be really expensive depending on if you split it and with your teammates and play it smart. Obviously, it can save you like splitting 4 ways or 5 if you have like a spectator with the hotel, and then 4 with the team pass, and then the flight's really what's the hit. It's kind of expensive. So it's kind of hard. And if you're, but this is like, that's the only way. I went to my first event, and with, I guess you can say, low tier pros. We're a Fly Society. They were kind of known, a couple players, but I wasn't that known. I just joined them, and Black Ops 1. And my first event was actually MLG Columbus, and we placed 9 through 12. We placed ninth, 9 through 12, because there was whatever. We placed ninth, and I was one place away basically becoming a pro. Even though I think back then, 1 through 16 was technically pro, but yeah, and we were actually the only team to beat Optic Gaming. It was pretty crazy. The Optic actually ended up winning that event, and we were the only team to beat them in pool play. And they said the reason was because I think Fuzz was their coach at the time, and they were complaining that he wasn't coaching well or something like that. Like, but other than that, like, it was still pretty amazing, feeling amazing that we actually beat them on land, and I felt I was playing really well. And that was my first event, and I mean, I got a sponsor. They paid for hotel, so it was like kind of helpful. But I started to pay for flights, food, all that stuff. And it was just really nice to go to that land, and that kind of what got me out there. Going to my first event, what helped me get out there. And that's what I'm telling you guys. You guys got to attend to these events, and I know it sucks sometimes that you guys don't want to, and it's really expensive. But it's mainly the only way. Sometimes to make money, you gotta waste money, and that's the way I look at it. Especially when I can go back to MW2 when I attended my first PCL. I never thought I would waste $40 attending like joining an online tournament. But I begged my mom to use her credit card. She didn't even want to use her credit card, and I actually placed top 16 in that PCL, and it was just really good experience, and it was good for my team. And we kind of like, I get a little bit out there, like even the pros might not have seen me play or anything like that, but like top amateurs see me, and that's how you move up the rankings. You got to waste some money to make money, and it is what it is, but that's how you guys. And I'll really recommend, though, don't attend unless you have money to spend and you're kind of wealthy, and it's not a big deal. But if you're kind of tight on money, I wouldn't recommend you going to an event unless you have a decent squad ready. Like, I'm not saying you're gonna win the event, like to go with a team they're gonna win the event, but go with a team that you can win a couple rounds, not get first rounded. Like, that you stand a chance with playing against amateurs, and you could at least make it to finals of the open bracket or something like that. I really don't want to go. Well, I don't really don't want you guys going and wasting your money. But that's the best advice I can give you when it comes to going to events. The last tip I'm gonna be giving you guys is basically strive to be the best and play to be the best. A lot of you guys, upcoming, have so much potential, man. I go into ranked playlists, and I'm getting four-pieced by some kid that I've never even thought that was a name. And like, it's just things like that. Like, you guys, I know a lot of you have so much potential. A lot of these amateurs, coming up and all these things, they're good. Like, they are good. Like, they just aren't inexperienced, and they don't know everything to being a pro. Like, they need to learn the little things that'll help them even further their career or become better. And it's not that hard to be good. I mean, as long as you play a lot, you practice, and you learn from your mistakes, you will get better. But yeah, guys, strive to be the best. I know a lot of you guys have a limited amount of potential, and you guys can easily make it to the top. It just takes time. I want you guys to be patient, and you guys gotta understand that it's not all done. Some people take 4 or 5 years to become pro. Some people take 6. Some people take 2 years. Some people take 1. Like, in my position, I mean, I played Halo before even playing Call of Duty. So I tried to go pro in Halo for about 2 years. That didn't work out. I went to Call of Duty. It took me about, I say, 2 more years to become pro after playing a lot, grinding a lot, and going to events. So it's not like you just do it right there and bam, you're pro. Like, it takes time, takes patience, takes a lot of hard work. And just like anything you want to get better in whether it's sports, singing, any hobbies, you just gotta work hard, and it's gonna pay off in the end. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope I gave you guys enough information, enough tips to lead your way to become a professional gamer. This could be for Call of Duty. This is for Call of Duty mainly, but this can also be a knowledge to anything you want to play in for the most part, or any FPS. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you really understood what I was saying. I basically told you guys all the information and everything that I went through, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. So don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channels. My channel needs some love, like I show you guys some love. So I'm Apathy. Like I said, thank you for watching, and I'm out.